Hey, scrapbook friends, it's Nicole, and I am back with another edition of Theme Park Thursday. Thank you so much for your kindness to me as I took the last few weeks off to take care of my son. We'll have a little message from him in just a minute. I want to show you the layout that we're going to do. But I'm back in the swing. It's been a little tricky to kind of find my scrapbooking groove again, and so having this project and a deadline to want to get it done by Thursday was actually very helpful for me. So we're going to be doing Main Street USA. We're finally in Disneyland. Feels like it took forever because of this, 3-week break that we took. But you're going to be amazed when you see Alex, and hope that that's okay for me to put a little snippet of him in before we get to the layout. All right, so here's Alex. He's doing great. Alex, you want to stand up and walk for us? Hang on. I got to back up. So I was walking without his walker. He's still a little unsteady, but you can see he's doing okay. Anyway, I thought you guys might like to see his hair's really grown back in, but he still has, you can see some scars on his forehead. This is where the first surgery was. That was from the drain, and then this is from the second surgery where they put in the shunt. So he's doing great. Thanks for everybody's well wishes, and yeah, hopefully there won't be anything we need to do too many updates on. So thanks, Alex.
Hi.
All right. So I've got to be honest with you that I'm kind of struggling. Since I came home from the hospital in Nashville with my son, he was in the rehab hospital locally, and a lot of people visiting him. And I went ahead and did my regular weekend crop. 2 weeks ago, and then this past weekend I had a retreat, and I have not really been able to find my creative groove. And I told you in the video where I said I was having to take a pause that I need to be scrapbooking. Scrapbooking feeds my soul, and it makes me happy. And I found myself just playing on my phone. So hopefully I'm filming this Wednesday night. Usually I try to do it, Tuesday so I can edit on Wednesday. Yeah, we'll see if I can find my groove. But we are just entering the Magic Kingdom. So these are basically some pictures on Main Street. I've got all of these with my husband and this little bubble wand, and my daughter with the bubble wand. And this is kind of up by the castle, more by the castle. This is my sweet Michelle. I've already cried today. And there's Aubrey and me. There's a little Mickey seeing the castle, waiting for some rides and also lunch. I don't think this goes here. We had the little horse and carriage coming up the street. The little cigar Indian. We'll do that one. Here's what Alex looked like before with hair. His hair's going back fast though. So these I think are the ones that are going to go on this page. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And I think I'm going to have this be like the starter. And that be at the end. And then these three kind of can go together in this one. The next layout that we have, I have just a couple photos. And when I say a couple, I apparently mean the same photo twice. That this week we went and had breakfast at this little breakfast burrito place, but it's just one picture. So that's going to be a single page, and then I'm going to save these bubble wand. Maybe I won't save, maybe I'll put these horse and buggy, and I'll just save the bubble wand to go with that one. That way it gives me at least something else. It's not a horse and buggy. What is a horse-drawn carriage? I only want one of them. This is the best picture that kind of shows the most of what's on here. This is the best one of the horse. It's basically the exact same photo. But there's people in my photo, and you know how I feel about people being in my Disney photos. I'll keep that one. All right, so this gives me a little bit more. You know, it's so funny. I love Disneyland. I love Disneyland, the OG, but the castle is so tiny. It's so small. When you're used to Florida, where the castle is, 200 feet tall, and then you just have this little cute castle. So Katie and Aubrey had come to Disneyland another time and bought these Disneyland Spirit jerseys, black with the gold castle and stuff on the front. And I was super jealous. I didn't get one, but I ended up getting one. My daughter, Michelle, got me one from when she was working at Disney, but I didn't have it then. But I don't know if I want to journal about that on here. So I kind of want to do Main Street, but I'm feeling like the colors I'm seeing are kind of blues, black, blue. This is kind of a purpley blue. So what paper would go with this? And this is obviously a picture. I didn't take my big camera. This one's gonna have to stay 4x6, and this one's gonna have to stay 4x6. Obviously I printed some of them 4x6 and some of them 4x5 point, whatever it is. What paper? I love this picture so much. It's got kind of a weird sun glare in it, and but I want all three of these and these. All right, what paper? So we used Birthday Jubilee for the first page in front of the train station. It's got the blues in it, but I think I've kind of used up a lot of the parts that aren't real super birthday themed. Like, obviously I'm not going to be able to use these ones that say happy birthday. I don't use the layered borders a lot. I don't hate the balloons. Kind of like the little Polaroids. Not going to use the presents, not going to use the candles. I could use these little pinwheel jobbies. That kind of feels Main Street USA-esque. I don't think I'm going to use the balloons, although, if I had a picture of anybody buy balloons, I could. Maybe I need something that's more generic. So ordinarily, I would just maybe start scrolling Pinterest, and I have to admit to you that for the last few days, and when I was up in the hospital, I did a lot of scrolling on Pinterest trying to find stuff that would work for me. Do I want to use this for all my Main Street USA, though? I don't think I do. And yeah, if I'm rambling more than usual, just accept my apology in advance. All right, let's try something else. The Birthday Jubilee, I mean, I can make it work, but I kind of would rather do something that's maybe more of like a yellow gold and a blue. All right, I've got this one. This is called Feeling Bright, and it was a secret box. When it first started, it came out as a secret box in June of 2022. And the only reason I remember that is because it's the one that we opened together at the Creative Minds conference up in Minneapolis. But then I guess they had so many extra of it that you could buy the individual components. And it's just got the pretty kind of sunshines, and I think there were 2 paper packs. Yeah, a tone on tone and a designer. And I'm not going to open these if I have others, but I like this kind of cloudy sky. It's kind of got this turquoisey color. These are little rainbows. I don't love the rainbows. I like that rainbow. It has a rainbow polka dot. It has a rainbow grid. It has a project recipe. Oh, look. Creative Minds Conference. There it was. 0522. Okay. Oh, that's the sun paper. It's got that. That. Sunny days, fun times, memories, happiness. Okay, this is inspiring me. Lots of yellow. Yellow is one of my favorite colors. Except now it says sunny days, and now I've got the Sesame Street theme song is creeping into my head. I need to think of something else. I like this. Oh, this is the back of that. And here's another rainbow stripe. I don't think I want the orange for this one or these suns. I like the banner sticker. Obviously, I've used a lot of the other rainbow sticker. Here's a cloud sticker. One of the dangerous things about being a CM advisor is that I can justify buying stuff when I already have stuff. I'm kind of liking the idea of using this as my background page. And what do I want? I do want to use this. Maybe I can cut it here at sunny, and then it would be the same. So I can put that across. Sunny days, vibes. I kind of like the little banner. Actually, Debbie Martin taught me that if you peel this off, it's a lot easier to cut these guys apart. And to see what shape the actual stars are going to be. So kind of do the little banner under the 2-inch-ish thing across the top. The previous page was the map. Actually, that was the one that I said I wasn't really happy with, isn't it? Okay, there's those suns. I might need some of those suns for photo mats. So have you ever lost your scrapbooking groove? Have you ever kind of felt like you just can't get back into it? What do you do? I've had people that have told me the project recipes have helped them because they don't have to worry about, like, they don't start with their photos. They start with the project recipe and just kind of put it together. Let's see what that project recipe looked like. Yeah, this is all horizontal photos, and it used that rainbow punch, and I don't think I like that. Yeah, that's not what I'm going to do. I also know for myself, sometimes looking through my old scrapbooks or watching the album flip through videos that I've done, and yes, I know that there are people who've been asking me to do another one. I will, I promise. I'd really like to get some albums done. I don't really like that, but I could use the back for something. Anyway, I'd love to know what you do to help you find your mojo again. Kind of, we put that across there with a little banner underneath it, kind of like that. And then, like I say, I'm going to start with the I want this I've already cried today. I'm so happy. We'll put the castle up there. And the I've already cried today. I'm so happy down here. I've lost one. Because I moved it over here. Crop this down a little bit, put kind of these three right here, these two right here, and then put this in a, get a mat. This is going to go across the banner. This could be smaller. I could do this more like this and that up there. Maybe cut that into a circle-ish. Circle's too big. This is the circle that fits this size photo, but it's also too big. If I cut it into a circle, then I can cut off these people. Kind of like the idea of doing a circle. I actually think I like this one better. Maybe this will go all the way to the top, and then these will go here. I'm kind of in my head, I'm making like a kind of an angle line. So maybe I do that there, and then this is a whole, like a banner that crosses down like this. I feel like I've done a lot of banners lately. You know, I need to pull out what we've got so far because I truthfully don't remember. Actually, I think I can turn this light off for now. Like I say, I can see mostly okay to scrapbook without it, but once I start cutting and doing some of that detail stuff, I need that on. So here's the album in progress. And I think I've told you guys before that what I do is I just put the page protectors on, and then I slide the pages in and out. So they act like a pocket page, but I still get to use the jeeping page that I like. So if you can't remember what we've done so far in this series, Marceline, okay, so I did do that banner. So maybe the banner, the other one is going to be kind of a similar with the banner on that side, kind of bookend. I'm glad I'm not using the same papers. And then I have this one that we did the pocket page on because I did it on the actual page, so it will go in here. I still don't know what I'm going to do here, but you know, Creative Memories is discussing coming out with a die cutting machine, and I think I'm going to wait and see what happens with the dies and if they get some alphabet dies. And I know that there are lots of alphabet dies out there. I just don't know where to begin. So if Creative Memories comes out with one set, then that's an easy way for me to start, or I'll just have to. I probably have alphabet dies in my stash actually. So I still don't know what I'm going to do for that previous page, but I think that that's the direction I'm going to go with this. And we'll start by cutting these pieces. And I'm going to have to turn the light on. You know, my phone camera really does compensate for lower light, but my over 40 eyes don't do quite as well with that. Okay, so I want to do this right here at the sunny days. Maybe that's 2 inches, but I feel like maybe it's just shy of 2 inches. I was going to say I have to cut it at like, no, I think I'm going to just cut it right here at 2 inches, and it's going to be close enough. How about that? Yeah, cut off a little bit right there. Right. And then it's going to be 2. Well, yeah, see, I got a little bit of the word right there. Oh, well, it's going to be fine. It's gonna be fine. Life's hard when you're a perfectionist. Okay. Especially when you're an imperfect perfectionist. Oh, I like this. Look how it lined right up across the middle. So all the words line up. So we'll do this. We'll put this on something. We'll put the banner. I think I might put the banner even underneath. I don't know. Let's crop some photos. I'm going to crop some of these people out. How dare they be in my photo? Better. We'll crop this one down. We'll cut Alex's shoe out of there. And I think I'm going to take that off the top. I'm going to leave it on this one. 20th Century Music Company. I kind of want to cut this off because I feel like it distracts from the castle. Sorry, Main Street. I also kind of want to take them off, but I don't think I better. Again, people in my photo. I'm going to take this guy off, though. I won't take the wife taking the selfie out. And then I needed to center that. All right. So my yellow banner choices are basically these two. And I definitely don't want that one. So I think it has to be this one. And I think I'm actually going to double mat this. I've got more of this paper because when you have multiple packs of paper, oh, the back of that is this. Where's the rainbow? Oh, it was this one. It had the rainbow. I think I'm going to mat this. I don't want the rainbow. I just want this green. Oh, they've got some more tonals. I guess I'm gonna have to open this back. I don't like, this one's too dark. Oh, maybe it's not too dark for the matte. That'll tie into that. Okay. So I think I'm going, well, I know that this is a 4-inch photo. So if I cut it at 4 1/4, I think I'll use this side that I just crushed because it's going to be behind a photo mat. 4 1/4. I love that she said I've already cried today. I actually think I might want it a little bit narrower. More like that. Hair more Apparently I wasn't decisive enough with my trimmering. Okay, I like that. Hopefully learned the lesson about leaving my trimmer thing open. So then this I want to be probably 5 inches across. Yes, 5 inches across. The nice thing about 5 inches, of course, is that I don't have to fold out my arm. And we'll do a little banner point. I don't think I want it to be that sharp of a banner, although that would be super easy to follow their line. More like that. Always remember to do when you do a banner, you start at the fold and cut up to the outside point. I had somebody at my retreat cut the opposite way and end up with this kind of banner, which is fine, unless that's not what you want. Do I want to do the circle here? That'll be just one circle. Although I could do a circle of this, like to be like mimic a sun, or do I have embellishments? I've got oodles of embellishments for this. I don't know how come I ended up with so many. Some of these sentiments are a little bit too touchy-feely for me. Oh, the hearts could go. The sunny days. Having fun. Another little cloud. More clouds. This sun. That sun, that's more like a sunsetty sun. That sun, also sunsetty. Maybe I do want to do a, you know, there's the whole rule of threes thing though. So if I do a circle here and a circle here, that could be fun to do. I could trim that off a little bit. And this is now 4.5 inches. So I could put it in a circle. A little bit bigger than that maybe. A circle there. Cut this guy in a circle. Where's my 3 circles then? 1, 2, it'd have to be up here. I guess it wouldn't have to be a circle. It could be like a heart. Just my embellishment cluster. So I could have circle, circle, and that. All right, I'm gonna try that. I haven't even been back a half an hour and already my work table is a disaster again. Okay, it's coming together. It's coming together. Do I want this on top or do I want this underneath? Kind of like it underneath. Okay, so let's do the circle. I think I'm just going to use the red blade. It's going to give me a 6-inch circle, which maybe is a little bit bigger than I want. Maybe I'll trim off one of the sides. Sticking to the bottom of my mat. Or do we do this? I kind of am liking it going over the top of the yellow. Otherwise the yellow just really is a lot. But then I feel like I need to matte that on something. This. I'm not loving these three. Maybe I need to do them like this. I like that there. I think I like this cut into a circle. Again, with the red blade, I'm going to use the biggest of the circles. The inside. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put this blade in here, and then I'm going to try and figure out exactly where the blade's going to be so I can get as close as I can to this little trolley car and just cut the backs of these people off. Except I just realized that because I cut this with this circle, I cannot do a matte. Because this is the next, this would be the matte size. I should have done it with the green blade. And then I could have had a matte. I could probably pull out my circle cutter if I decide I need a matte. Right, I'm not used to this sticking to the underside, but you can see I've got all sorts of stuff I need to clean off my mat, and I'm not exactly sure how the best way to do that is. Ooh, I could cover them up this way. Melissa Ullman did a really cool video using Copper Canyon, and she used the circle, the jumbo circle, and some of the smaller circles, and she uses so much repositionable adhesive. It's really hard for me to see or to hear. Scoot that down a little bit. If I scoot this down a little bit, I won't have as much of that rainbow. It's really hard for me to hear her using so much adhesive. I think that's, I told you, I think that's why I prefer the regular adhesive, because I don't feel like I need to use as much. And she said she was going to keep track of how many tape refills she goes through, like in a month. And I don't want to know how many I go through, but I bet she goes through more than me because she uses way more adhesive. All right, what if we don't put these up together? What if we put them down like that? Kind of like that better. And then these. That kind of still gives me that kind of look together. Okay, it's working, it's working. I need another circle somewhere. Could be down here. That could be my 3 circles. I could do it out of this dark blue. All right, so to figure out where this needs to be, I think I want this about 1 inch from the top. I probably shouldn't have called out Melissa. Melissa is a great designer. I love her stuff. And she can use as much repositionable adhesive as her little heart desires. Her very big, large, kind, loving heart. Oh, I wasn't going to stick this down yet. And then it's supposed to be almost fall here. And of course it hasn't been, but today was kind of gray and rainy, and I thought I could get away with one of my long sleeve shirts, because sitting doing nothing, which is what I got to do today, and it was magical. Turns out I'm cold sitting in the air conditioning doing that. Oh, the stickers. Do I want to put them on top, or do I want to put them underneath? I want the grateful to show, so I think I do want to put these underneath. I'm going to go all the way so that the middle section touches the bottom right there. There. Like that. We'll cut that off. And this will be right here. Maybe right on top. And then oh, this isn't the same guy. They're two different guys. Because he has a green coat and he does not. And they're in front of different spaces, which means he might not even be on Main Street at all. He might be out in Frontierland with So maybe I don't put him here. Let me just do these two. But then I don't have Alex on my front page. I think I'm going to save this. I think this is in Frontierland, and I have a picture of printing out the shooting gallery. Or do I just put him in? I think I'll just put him in. Don't tell anyone. Shh. I think I like it like that. I need something right here, like a title or something. I'm not going to use that one, but something like that. This one didn't have matte pack or anything. Okay, so now I'm going to do, oh, I think I'll stick these guys down. Part of me is thinking, oh, mat them all, mat them all. I'm not going to mat them all. Oh, now I'm a little bit, I would rather be a little bit closer to the inside. This inside piece right here. I should have started with the inside piece. I like to, I think I've told you I was on the yearbook staff in high school, and some of the the rules that they taught me for yearbook layout design have been hard to get out of my brain. But of course now I've left this border and I'm like, oh, I could mat this on a page and have a frame around it. I'm not going to, but I could draw a frame with a pen. I can't do that. Castle. All right, so there's the first half. And this one I'm going to put this on here. So again, this one, I want this to be 1 inch down. I need room for this to fit on here. Guess I could have stuck this on first. There we go. So basically that's like a half inch. Oh, that's not straight right there. We'll make it straight with the edge of the mat. And I'll know it's straight on here. And then I can put this guy down. I'm not going to stick down the bottom half. Ah, I lost a star. And then we'll do this same thing again. It does not make it very long on the little outside edge, does it? Okay. Let's cut this guy off. Yeah, I want her to be on top of the banner. Is that what I decided to do, or was I going to do it down? I think I decided to do it like that, didn't I? Oh, now I've forgotten. I was doing something with another circle down here. There we go. Like that. Sorry, other people. You have every right to go to Disney And you feel free to crop me out of all your Disney photos. I don't want these to line up with each other. I want this to kind of be down here. So this to be right there. I want that to be straight. Even though those are crooked, maybe I don't need these to be crooked. Maybe I need these to be straight. And now that all of these are straight, I think that one needs to be straight too. Okay, that's a happy layout. That's just what I needed to help get me back in the groove. About time to flip my mat, but I can see right where the cut line is. That's very nice to have that there. All right, let's find some embellishments. I don't know if I want to use love this and having fun on the same page. You are my sunshine. No, stay close to people, feel like sunshine. Do more of what makes you happy. I kind of like that, but I need a circle down there, which can't be a sun because you don't put the sun down at the bottom. Those are some more hearts. Happy. I'm so happy. Maybe I'll do that right here. Put happy, not having fun. I could use the gray hearts. Of course, if I put the gray hearts by Aubrey and Katie, then people might think they're a couple. People already think they're a couple. They're not a couple. They're just best friends. They're a couple of best friends, but I'll just use this for something and cut half of it. There's a big journal box in here. Oh, and a tag. Oh, and some little things. Doodads. There's a circle. Ha! And a tag. If I do the tag, then I've got 4 embellishments. I don't really want 4. I can do it like that. What I'm going to write, just that there's something so magical about walking down the street when you've been looking forward to a trip for so long. This page feels kind of crowded though now with all of this. So maybe I just do this right here. And I put this here, and this kind of makes it more like a little cluster. I can even put some of these little hearts, or these little hearts. I don't like this little stopwatch thing on here. I just use the little hearts or the little dots. Do we love the little cigar guy? I don't think we do. But I'm feeling very compelled to have another circle because I've got 2 of them. Curse those rules. You know, I like this right here as a tag. I think I'm just gonna do it like that, and all those rules can go hang. I mean, there's a circle, and there's a circle. I do feel like this is an empty, wasted space. Put those 2 together. You are my sunshine and the little heart. I'm going to trim that off and that off. Because I love I don't care about the cigar Indian. I care about the 2 of them together. So I think that's what I'm going to do. And I think this needs foam squares. I'm using all the little tiny ones to fit in between the words. I do think I always use more foam squares probably than most people do, but I really like them to not get squished. Them meaning my embellishments. I need a little tiny trash can on my table, I think. I don't really have room for one. I have my trash cans on the floor next to me. Oh, I don't want to cover up the castle. Look at that, I was almost covering up the castle. Put it right there. Love this. I need a little tiny arrow. There's the castle. And then this one. Snip that off. I'll snip that off. Ah. You didn't do a very good job snipping that off. these little guys will go on foam squares. I need to journal on there, and I'll do the, oh, this is tiny to put foam squares on. I think I'm going to take one of these and cut it actually in thirds. I do that a lot. I cut up the foam squares so that I get the size that I need. That's why I'd rather have the big ones, because it's a lot easier to cut a big one down than to have to put hundreds of tiny ones on. Okay, I'd like to put this up here, but it's so, I think that happy, those letters right there might just have to float in space. Okay, that's cute. And let me journal, and then maybe put a few of these little doodads on there, and then I think I might be done. I mean, what do you say? Main Street, USA, we're so happy to be here. And maybe that's just what I'll say. What would I tell you? I mean, I guess I would tell you about the spirit jerseys if I was sitting next to you on the couch, but I think that's a story for a different album. And I happen to have this kind of teal dual tip pen, so I think I'm going to journal with that. Okay, kind of lame journaling. Just we've been looking forward to this for so long, and we're so excited to be here. We'll just tuck that right under. And I'm pleased with it. I may come back and do some kind of a title, but this album, I'm trying to kind of not do titles, and I don't know why I'm trying not to do titles. I don't think there's anything wrong with titles. I don't think there's any rule that says you have to have titles, but in any case, I think it's done. And this is the first scrapbook layout I have created since my hiatus. Oh, I was going to put some little doodads on there. So I'm going to just sprinkle a couple of these little epoxy heart. Oh, he's not sticking. Oh, I ripped him off of his backing. Of course, he sticks to my table. Yeah, I have a little trouble with these epoxy things, and they are a few years old, and so I don't know. Once they're on a page layout, they're usually fine, but yeah, I don't know if that added very much. But we're done. Finally, we're back. I don't even know what week we are on. I don't know what to count for the 2 weeks that I missed. 12, 13, we're somewhere. By the time I post this on YouTube on Thursday, I will have looked it up and counted to see what layout we're on. Oh, I think it's done. Part of me is thinking it needs a little line around the edges, but I think because the background paper is so busy, I can just be happy with how it is. So here we are on Main Street, USA. Yeah, I guess maybe I'll call it Main Street, USA. Did I already do Main Street, USA? Anyway, I'll call it something. And thanks so much for letting me have a couple weeks off to take care of my son. I will probably not give updates on him regularly over the next few weeks because he's doing great. Unless something changes or he goes back to work, we don't have his follow up with his doctor until the 15th, and then I'll know kind of more about what's going on as far as him getting back to his normal life. But until then, thank you for your prayers. Thank you for your kind words, your understanding. He's received so much love from comments, and I've shared all those with him on Facebook and YouTube. So I am so glad to be back. This was good for me today to redo, to get back into the scrapbooking mode. And I appreciate you coming along for the ride. So I will see you next week for another edition of Theme Park Thursday. And until then, happy scrapbooking.